Welcome to our daily Forex market analysis, and this is for trading on April the 23rd, 2020. Just a quick disclaimer here before we get started. This is for educational purposes only. Trading is a risky business, so please be careful with your money. As usual, we'll start off by taking a look at our calendar here. So today we saw good data actually out of British pound, and we did see pound go up. The data out of Canada was mixed here, and the oil inventories came slightly, there was a slight buildup, more than what was expected, but didn't really, not enough to really make much of a difference here. Now, tomorrow, we do have a lot of data coming out tomorrow, so there will be more focus on data than what we have had over the last few days. So to start the day off, we have PMI data out of Eurozone, and then our UK here as well as US here. So the PMI data is a leading indicator here, and this shows us what the purchasing managers are actually buying. And the reason this is important is because if the purchasing managers are buying stuff, that means they're expecting sales, and depending on how much they buy, we can gauge how much sales they're expecting, so it leads to retail sales. Now, as we can see here, the numbers that are expected pretty much from everywhere are less than what they were last time. And now this is the first time, I guess, we are having the PMI data since the virus impact would have been felt. So we'll have to see how this plays out. So if the numbers are worse than expected, then we are likely to see a drop. And another thing with the euro here, we have seen basically negotiations out of the Eurozone in regards to the stimulus package. And today there were rumors about stimulus package coming out pretty soon, and as a result of that, we did see euro drop. And the reason the currencies drop when there's a big stimulus package is because basically there's more money coming into the market, and for the currency, that's not a good thing. Printing money is never a good thing for the currency. For the stock markets, it's good, not so much for the currency. So that's why we did see euro drop. So once they announce the package, or leading into the package, we may see euro drop further. So we'll have to keep an eye on things. But overall, we have tons of data here. So keep an eye on how these numbers come out, because they're likely to have an impact on these currencies. So let's move on to our charts now. We'll start off with the euro dollar as usual. So as we can see here, price has held this resistance level that we have been watching for the last 3-4 days here, and price held below this 1.09 level. And not only that, we have a close right below this support level here. So we have a nice bearish engulfing close, which means that bias is to the downside. So I'm looking for price to drop further here. First target would be 1.0770, and second target is 1.0720. So bias is bearish here for euro dollar. Pound dollar here, this one actually pulled back today. So as we can see, we saw this pullback in British pound. A lot of times we see, generally we're supposed to see euro and pound are supposed to move together, but sometimes we see this disparity between the two when one will move and the other one holds. So we saw yesterday we saw that euro was holding and pound dropped, and today we saw pound hold and euro dropped. So here pound still has a bearish bias, however we did see a pullback. So today's candle close here is neutral. So what I'm looking for here is a retest potentially of the 1.2380 level, and then if it holds below that, then I will look for a further drop here. So essentially the move that I'm looking for is a drop, pullback, and then a further drop here. That's how I'm seeing it at this point. Now, should it go through this resistance level, then we do have this next level right here. It could go a little bit higher here before it drops. So we do need to pay attention to this level here as well. But once it goes through that, then basically it's the whole trend has reversed, so then it's not valid anymore. So right now, for now though, my bias is still to the downside, and like I said, this is the type of move I'm expecting. So looking for a pullback back into 1.2380, and then if it holds below that, I would be looking for price to drop further. And in terms of our targets here, the first target would be 1.2230. And then below that, we are looking at 1.2165. So bias is bearish for pound dollar as well. Aussie dollar here, this one is well pulled back here, but as we can see, it's holding below 0.6350 level here. So if it holds below that, then I would still look for a drop here. As we can see, price dropped, pulled back, drop, pull back, drop. That's what I would be looking for. But should it go through this resistance level, today's high essentially, then it could go all the way back up again and back into that range. So for now, bias is still to the downside for Aussie dollar. Now, caution would be if it doesn't go through the support, then it can turn back up. So we do need to keep an eye on that level. But for now, bias is bearish for Aussie as well. First target would be the low of yesterday here, which is 0.6255 and then 0.6200. So bearish bias for Aussie dollar. New Zealand dollar here, this one has a nice pin bar. So bias is bearish here. So we're seeing a continuation of this previous trend here. And first target is 0.5880, second target 0.5840. So bearish bias for New Zealand dollar as well. Dollar CAD here, this one we see that price dropped here, and now we do have a bearish candle close here. What I would be looking for would be how price reacts at this support level. So this is the support level we're watching, 1.4120 approximately there. So in this case, if the price holds above this level, then chances are we will see a further move to the upside. So basically, we would see lower highs being made. Sorry, higher lows being made, and we will look for a continuation of the trend. Now, if it drops through this support though, then basically looking for a move back down. At this point, I'm neutral on this. So we have basically moves in both direction. So right now, I'm neutral. I will like to keep an eye on 1.4120. If it holds above, then essentially we're looking for a move towards the high. But should it drop through that, then I'm looking for the move lower. So for now, bias is neutral for dollar CAD. So in case it drops below 1.4120, next target would be 1.40. But if it holds above, first target is 1.4265 and then 1.4340. So for now, neutral for dollar CAD. Let's take a look at our commodities here. Silver first. As we can see, silver is holding above this support resistance level at 14.65. We do have a bullish candle close here. Now, concern would be that price is right into resistance here. So if we take a look at our trend line, this is how it's been going. Now, in this case, we could see a slight move higher, but then if it bounces, then we could see a move back down. So that's something to watch. So right now, I would say a bullish here. If it goes through this resistance level, next target is 15 point. Let's see, so next target would be 15.50. And then above that, we are looking at 15.80. But if it gets stuck below this 15.10 level, then we are coming back down. So right now, slightly bullish to neutral bias for silver. Gold here, gold went up quite a bit today. And as we can see, all the way almost into our resistance level or at least into this level here. So this one's looking bullish, but it is into resistance. So I would be cautious with this one here as well. Market has been going back and forth here. So we just need to be careful here. So bias is bullish here, but if it holds below 1718, then we could see that move back down again, because as we can see here, price has been range bound a bit here. So over the last 4 or 5 days here, price has been trading between 1718 and then 1670-ish. This is where it's held. So as long as it stays below 1718, then I'm looking for this move to the downside. But should it go through that, we definitely have room to the upside here. Next target would be 1740 and then 1750. So, but for now, bias is bullish, but with caution here. Oil here, as we talked about oil, it did bounce off here, but it's not looking very convincing in terms of its strength. Now, it can go back up still, so I would keep an eye into this 1850 level, because I think this one could make its way higher, even all the way into 2880 level. For now, though, if it holds below this 1850, we could see another drop, or even if it holds below today's high, if it just holds below today's high, we could see a continuation move to the downside. The candle for today is not looking very strong. We do need to see, for it to continue higher, I would have liked to see a stronger candle close. So for now, bias is neutral, but watch out for potential pullback higher into 1850 or even 2080, but I am not holding my breath for the strength coming back in oil right now. So watch out for that. Copper here, copper reversed directions here as well. As we see, price went higher. And we do have a bullish candle close. So I would say bullish bias here, but with caution again. As we can see, market has been, like I said, back and forth here. So Australian dollar was strong today because our commodities were strong. Copper was strong here. But if it gets stuck below today's high of 2.25, then it can still go down. Otherwise, next target is 2.30. So for now, bias is bullish, but with caution. Bitcoin here, Bitcoin is back up again. Right into our resistance level, and next target is 74.80. But the problem here, or the concern, would be the resistance level here. This is the level that price has not been able to break in the last 3-4 days. And as we can see, this is the range that it's been trading in. So at this point, if it holds below 7,200, then we could see a drop. But once it goes through, we're looking at 74.80 as the next target. So bias is bullish, but with caution. All right, so let's take a look at our equities. Our equities pulled back today, and that's why we have seen everything else go up as well. Gold, silver, copper, all of those went up, with equities going up. Now, we do have a bullish candle close here, but I would be cautious. Price is into resistance here. This is a strong support resistance area, and this has been coming. So this has come all the way from here. So this is the strong support resistance area. So if price holds below 2820, then I would look for another move to the downside. So we may get one of these moves here. So 2820 is the important area to watch. Once it goes through 2820, then I will look for a move right into the high. For now, though, I'm neutral on this, not turning bullish just yet. But once 2820 is crossed, we are definitely looking bullish then. So neutral bias for S&P 500. Nasdaq here, this one as well, went up today right into our resistance once again. This is also a strong resistance area. So with this one as well, we'll have to see how price reacts in this area at 8,700. So if it holds below 8,700, then we are looking for a move back down. And again, in that case, this may just be a pullback for a further move to the downside. However, once it goes through this 8,700, then we are definitely looking bullish, and then it could go all the way into the high once again at 89.80. So right now, bias is neutral for Nasdaq. All right, let's take a look at our Dow Jones here. Same thing. We did see price pull back up here. Now, again, we are into resistance, just like the other ones here. So with this one here, we are, let's take a look at this resistance. So this is our resistance level at 23,820. If price holds below this, same thing here, then we could be looking at one of these moves. Right now, though, it's unclear as to which direction it wants to go in. So I'm neutral here. Once it passes through this 23,820, then next target would be 24,450. So for now, bias is neutral here for Dow Jones as well. Daxter, this one still holding within the range. It's been trading in this range for almost 2 weeks here, and still looking range bound. It moved off of the support, so I will look for a move back into the towards the top of the range here. Now this as well, we do see a support resistance level right into the middle here. So if it doesn't get through the middle, then this one can also go down, but right now it's looking neutral. We do have a pullback, so this one could continue all the way into 10,800. So for now, bias is neutral for DAX as well. And then we have Footsie here. Footsie as well moved back up here. So bias is bullish. I will look for a further move to the upside, 59.20 here. But this one is also very close to our resistance here. So if it holds below 58.30, this one can turn around as well. But once it goes through that, we're looking at 59.20. So neutral to bullish bias for Footsie. And then we have Nikkei. Nikkei tried to go through the support level, but then came back and closed off bullish. So this is this candle looks nice and bullish here. Now watch out for the resistance right into 19,400 level. If it holds below this, it can still turn, and we could see price flip around. But overall, it's back into the range that it's been trading in. So this one could go higher as well. It could go all the way into 19,600 and then 19,900. But I would keep an eye on this 19,400 level and see how price reacts to that level. So for now, bias is bullish for Footsie. Sorry, for Nikkei here. So that's it for today. Have a wonderful trading day, and I'll see you again tomorrow. Bye for now.